The scene is Kenilworth Racecourse. In the middle of December 2012, the Western Province Bookmakers Association decided that it was time to open their hearts and to open their pockets. The gentleman with the cap and the black shirt is Rudy Sattlegger. He is the Vice Chairperson of the Western Province Bookmakers Association, and he is head of logistics in terms of getting these children from Paarl to Kenilworth Racecourse as a consequence of the strike action that had taken place in that particular district. Happy faces, plenty of cooperation from plenty of helpers, saw an entourage of approximately 69 underprivileged children from the Paarl district afforded the opportunity to share in some good, wholesome fun. Food, entertainment, and oh so much sharing as a consequence of the Western Province Bookmakers Association gratuity. As you can see, the outside perimeter of the Kenilworth Parade Ring is almost tailor-made for the occasion. Now down to the serious business of face painting, of riding the gauntlet of the jumping castle specifically designed to create great entertainment for those who have not ridden a horse before. Dean Finder, who is the chairperson of the Western Province Bookmakers Association, diligently handing out caps and other apparel that these young children will treasure and take home, with many fond memories of the Western Province Racing Club's Kenilworth Racecourse. To see the expression on the faces of these young children had to be seen and felt to be believed. You simply cannot imagine how much they appreciated the gestures and the warmth that was forthcoming from every single volunteer of the Western Province Bookmakers Association, and indeed those people who run Kula, the non-government organisation, NGO, which affords these children the opportunity of attending school, an opportunity that they might never have had it not been for the awareness created in their parents or those people charged with the responsibility of looking after them. And look what a fantastic time they're having on the outskirts of Kenilworth Racecourse. And so to a little bit of magic. We're going to leave you to look and see and enjoy the expressions on the faces of these children as the magician weaved his magical tapestry by waving his magical wand. It simply was just that. It was magical.
Nummer 1, de eerste gehoord. Goeie weg. Alright, ons breek om 4 in die helfte. 1 of 2. Met de verjaarsdag, binnenkort de verjaarsdag. Happy birthday, man. Oké, right, nou. Hey, man, wat kom ek sê nou wat? Ek het mos beloof, daar is die prys, nee.
To be totally honest with you, I don't know whether the helpers were more intrigued by the expressions on the children's faces and the joy that they were having, or in fact, whether they were intrigued by the magician himself. All said and done, the bottom line was very simple. This magic added a completely different dimension to the type of entertainment that these children were used to. Well, with the session almost over, a rousing applause for the magician. And did I see a balloon for every single member of the party? Yes, indeed we did. I also happened to notice Vicky Minot and Oswald Noach, who came to tell their life story to these young children, to inform them about the opportunities that are available to them as jockeys, should any of them fit the bill. At this juncture, it was clear for all to see that these young folk were very, very hungry. And, as fate would have it, there were plenty of volunteers on hand to provide them with the sustenance that they so richly deserved. And immediately after this, it was time for the horse race of the afternoon. 2 upon a pony, making short work of the short straight and getting down to the wire, well clear of the opposition, winning it by a long tail. This was the first of many heats, but before the day was done, we had an opportunity to speak to Dalian Labuskaghni, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Kula. Very heartwarming it was.
It's the 3rd year that I've done this for the children of the Paarl community. And yeah, just to see their hearts is really wonderful for us.
Now, when you set out on the bus this morning, obviously you knew that there's always a possibility of unrest as a result of the strike action in the farmlands. And I think Pumalela and Gold Circle have been very gracious in affording you this lovely facility, because it really is, it's almost tailor-made, yeah?
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best of the best. I mean, when Ray phoned me last week to tell me, Dalian, I don't think we will be able to do it in Paarl. We tried really to make plans out of our own to see if we can do it at the community centre in Fairylands and whatever. And then late Thursday afternoon, they just phoned me and said, okay, it's going to be at this Kenilworth racecourse. And yeah, it's amazing. And I can just see, these children are not used to lawn, to big spaces and grass, and that they can run around and just be children like normal children, just play around. So this is really wonderful for them.
Taking us back in the pages of time, how did this whole thing begin?
Kula actually started in 2003, but I got involved with Kula in 2007. I'm a social worker, and it was actually one of my students that started Kula when I was still a teacher at the university. And yeah, she just gave the NGO to me and said, Dalian, I know that it's your heart to work with these children. I was always giving my husband's salary away at the gate with all the street children coming to my house. And yeah, so we just started working with first identify women out of the community who's got a heart for these children, because they live amongst these children and they see they don't go to school. So they started interacting with these children and start to, what's the reason why children don't go to school. So in 2009, we really started with like women support groups to uplift the moms who's the main caregivers of these children. And a lot of times they don't have an income, they don't have a work. So they really sit at home and it's got poor circumstances, and they don't know how to, to build into their children's lives. So we started with women support groups, with the mums. We started with the children that's still in the schools to support them not to fall out of the school system. And then we've got a program for the children that couldn't stay in school. We started last year with about 5 boys, and the group grew to about 33 boys just now. And yeah, we really want to start like a community school next year with really helping them. They won't fit back into the normal school system. To help them, develop at their pace slowly, but to get them educated so that they will have a future. Because if you're 18 years old and you only got grade 3, the whole environment, the whole society is not going to give you a chance. So we really want to give these children a hope and a future, and that's why we're investing into their lives.
Investing into their lives. Charity. Horse racing has certainly been no stranger to charity, but Dean Finder is the chairperson of the Western Province Bookmakers Association, and he was our initial contact person with this endeavour. Here are his sentiments.
Fortunately, our members come from a more fortunate background, and business is tough, correct, definitely, even in the bookmaking sector, in the gaming sector, things are tough, money's tough. But fortunately, we've got funds and we make provision for this day every year. This is our 3rd year, and we gave a commitment to improve it year on year, and we've done that. And but the focal point, as I said, you hit the mark, is that if we can show that we can do it, it encourages other organisations out there to do the same thing, and that's the key. It's not what we only want. It's great what we're doing, but if we can encourage others to come and do the same type of thing, the same type of initiative, then more people benefit. There's lots of poor people, there's lots of charities that need assistance. We're helping one organisation who we partner with, which is Kula. And if we can make a difference in the day of the lives of these kids, then we've done something meaningful, and sure, it's heartwarming.
A lot of logistics behind this whole thing, the acquisition of all the presents, the sustenance, the bus transport, and on top of it all, you have a situation where there's unrest in the area that you were going to have it, and fortunately, Western Province Racing have come to the party.
Absolutely, yeah. I think as South Africans, we sort of come to be immune to this political turmoil that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And we had a venue organised in the Achterpaal area, a beautiful venue, a horse farm. There was going to be pony rides for the kids as added entertainment. Unfortunately, we got indication very late last week of the fact that there was going to be farm strike action in the area. It had already taken place in other areas in the farming community, very violent. And we didn't want to risk the security and safety of these kids. We had to come up with plan B. And it was one phone call to Clyde Basil, and Clyde said, leave it to me. Faiza from Western Province Racing came back to me and said, yeah, sure, you can have Kenilworth, no problem. This was all done Thursday, Friday. So obviously we had to reorganise, transport everything, and I'm very grateful to my colleague, my vice chair, Rudy Sattlegger. He organised all that side of things, and yeah, it's a momentous amount of work goes in behind the scenes to get this day organised and make sure. This is a magnificent venue. Kenilworth is, I don't think there's a more beautiful, picturesque racecourse in the world. I've visited a few, not all of them, and I think Kenilworth's right up there. Western Province Racing and Phumelela have got a wonderful, wonderful product here. And I think we've shown them how they can use it. I didn't pray to God, I said to God. I actually said to God, you have to give us a good day. And there was a forecast of rain, and thank God that stayed away. So yeah, not too hot, not too cold. I think we've been blessed with a perfect day. And these kids are the winners. They're the absolute winners. That's their important thing.
Come jump up in the picture there. Come and jump. Well, on behalf of the Western Province Bookmakers Association, and indeed the horse racing industry as a whole, we are very proud to be associated with this endeavour and congratulate Dean Finder and his team of merry men and merry women for a sterling effort. Indeed, all winners, each and every one of them.